Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode on my channel. If this is your first time, I'm Kobe Mercury Clark. I've been a photographer for longer than I really care to dive into. I've been in it for a long time. This is going to be a different take on a video that has been shown by other Pentax shooters that have the K-3 Mark III, and it's in regards to the eye autofocus. Now, we've seen the videos where someone moves around and you can see that the autofocus is tracking their movements, right? Along the eyes or the face or whatnot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some self-portraits. Subject recognition is turned on the K-3 Mark III. I'm using full auto mode, which is how the subject recognition works to depict faces and eyes and things like that. And I'm going to just take some shots. I'm going to move around the frame, take some shots. I'm going to be using AFS. And on the back of the K-3 Mark III, I will show what it's actually showing. So you can actually see which autofocus point was used in regards to that image, and I will explain everything as we're reviewing it on the back of the camera. And we're going to actually see if it actually does indeed have effective eye autofocus, or is it more of a general thing? How well does it work? Because I've noticed that there may be some limitations in regards to how close or how far you are from the camera in order for it to actually pick that up. So that's what we're going to do, and let's just get right down to it. Okay, now I'm going to be doing this using a self-timer. I have it set on 2-second self-timer, which I will show. So single frame shooting, or sorry, 3-second self-timer with remote. And I will be shooting through the viewfinder. And all right, that's pretty much it. 6400 ISO. Wow, hold on here. Let's change that. Didn't realize I was going to be like that. You know what? High ISO is pretty good, so we'll just leave it at 32. And I'll just start doing some shots. Down. Looking a little away. Okay, now let's see what we get. So on the back of the camera, you'll see all these red dots is basically every autofocus point that was used to capture that image. When I zoom in, that is what it actually captured. That was the main focus point that it captured. My face is okay. Let's fix that a bit there. So it's pretty sharp. And now when I press the joystick button in, it will go to the center focus point, which you can see here in the little box there. So let's exit out of this one. Let's go back in. So the main focus point it shows is right there, right by my shoulder, right? Let's go to the other one. So again, it's pretty much full body, but this one did actually capture my eye. That was the main focus point that it used. Go to the center, and it's a bit further down. So let's go back, go to the next one. So this is showing it used an autofocus point down here, which is my face. Now, if we go to center it, it's just above, which makes sense because I was pretty much in the center there. I moved over a little bit. So the autofocus point here still picked up the same one, which is off. Go to the center, and there's my eye. So it's not quite picking it up, so I might be a bit too far away. Okay, so let's try that again, except this time I'm going to be a bit closer to the camera. Just off to the side a little bit here. Other side. A little down low. And a bit higher up. Almost centered. Okay, let's see how that comes out. So with those, what we've got is it actually picked a low autofocus point here. Picked my shirt. There's the center. Let's go back. So it picked up a few other areas here. That's the main autofocus point that it picked, right at the eye. Go to the center, pretty much the same. Now I'm off to the side, and you can see the autofocus points it used here, and it went right to my face. Let's go to the center, and that would be the center there. So it is working-ish, and that got my mouth. And that is the center there, which is my ear. So it is detecting faces, but I think there is some work that should still be done in regards to the actual autofocus algorithm that they're using. So we'll do one more. Let's come a bit closer here and see if it makes a difference. Okay, so that's 4 more shots. And what do we have here? 2 autofocus points were used, and it focused right by my eye. Go to the center, and it's my mouth. So this might actually seem a bit better. That's pretty much dead center, so it picked up pretty much my torso, and didn't quite capture me though. So the center is my eye. But the actual focus point it picked was just off center. And this one is showing autofocus point to the left, right at the eye. Go to the center, and it's basically just the edge of my face by my ear. And this one here, just about here is where it picked. So it's sort of there, but sort of not. As I said, I mean, you know, there is some tweaking that should be done with the algorithm. It's workable, but it's not perfect. So, you know, I'm not going to do it now because it would just extend the video even like a whole lot longer. But I will actually be doing live view as well, because I really do want to show the difference, you know, the viable differences between the K3 Mark I and the K3 Mark III. So I know there are some portrait photographers, most likely quite a number of portrait photographers, that do prefer to shoot in live mode because of the face detect. So I am going to be doing a video dedicated to the live view experience between the K3 Mark I and the K3 Mark III. But seeing as they did advertise, you know, eye detect and everything in regards to shooting through the OVF, I wanted to actually show that in real terms of actually taking the photo and seeing where did the camera actually do its focusing. Because it's one thing to see it going across the viewfinder, but what has it actually captured and where did it capture that from? So in a nutshell, it does have the ability to do eye detect autofocus. It's just the algorithm itself, I think, is a little off. It's not doing nearly as well as I thought it would. This was a pretty simple test. I'm not shooting continuous, just AFS with subject recognition on in full auto mode. It's supposed to just, that's how the subject recognition works according to the manual and the online documentation. But it's hit and miss. It does work here and there, but it doesn't always nail it effectively. So if you absolutely do need, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if you absolutely do need and will be relying solely on eye detect autofocus, mirrorless is still your absolute best bet. The K3 Mark III, don't get me wrong, is an absolutely fantastic camera. DSLR wise, it's absolutely fantastic. It's not 100% perfect though, and realistically no camera actually is. Different cameras have different things, suit different people. It depends on your style, what needs that you require. But because there was a lot of hype in regards to eye autofocus in a DSLR through the optical viewfinder, I just wanted to give it a real actual test. So there you have it. If you like the video, leave a like. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. It helps me out. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you'd like to support the channel, I leave that information at the bottom of the description. That's it for me. I'm going to go. You guys will see me on my next video. I'm out.